Acknowledge me. Roman Reigns begs for attention. Well, he's going to get some attention for Fog Wrestling because here is 25 reasons why the Tribal Chief sucks. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. Yesterday, we buried Cody Rhodes. Today, we're going to bury the guy that Cody Rhodes defeated to start this brand new American Nightmare Reign of Terror.
It might not feel like WrestleMania season on WWE television, but it's WrestleMania season on Fog Wrestling. We're going all out. This is the showcase of the Immortals. Me and you whipping out the reasons. More than Triple H whips out good television, that's for sure.
100%. So if you're willing to pay £2,000 or $2,000 for a WrestleMania ticket, then send us a wee $2,000 super chat. But we're going to go super in here on Roman Reigns. Reason number one. His stupid long entrance. This is unbelievable. I hate this entrance. I was playing as Roman Reigns in a game of WWE 2K25. And I swear to God that I timed his entrance and it lasted for 4 minutes and 26 seconds. I mean, who wants that in a video game? Never mind real life. It's different Undertaker having a long entrance because that was unique. That was special. Roman Reigns is just a slow, boring guy who's got nothing. So therefore, he just does slow and boring to try and pretend like he's a big deal. It's almost like they think if he walks to the ring slower, it makes him more important. It doesn't make him anything. It makes him shit. But yeah, 4 minutes and 26 seconds in the game, and I can guarantee you it's longer in real life. It's just get in the ring and just get on with it. We want fast-paced stuff, not this slow, boring walk to the ring. You're not the dead man. You might be dead in terms of killing ratings and killing this era, but you're not the Undertaker, so don't try and be him.
See if they whipped out the 5-minute entrances right at Mania. I'd accept that. But he whips out 5-minute entrances for 2-minute promos on SmackDown, and I can't accept that. It's just, it doesn't require it. It's like, see with Undertaker, right? To me, that is the only entrance in the history of wrestling that I think requires that kind of length, right? Because he's literally a dead man. He's coming out 1 mile an hour, the fire, the smoke. You know, sometimes you had the guys out the droids with the whole body, you know, the fire being blazing in the ring. Dun, 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 dun. Epic, man. Undertaker, phenomenal. I mean, honestly, can you name me someone else that requires that length of an entrance without it feeling forced?
Nope, not at all.
Like even someone like Kane, who's quite similar to Taker, he came out ferociously.
Maybe Mae Young, because she's like 83 and it's going to take her about 5 minutes to get to the ring. But other than that, I mean, there's no excuse for this long, boring fucking entrance. And it's not just at big matches, at big pay-per-views. Even when Roman Reigns would disappear for 12 weeks and then come back to a SmackDown, I mean, the SmackDown start, he might come out at like 20 minutes to the end of the show, and then by the time he gets to the ring, there's less than 10 minutes left.
I think this is the problem, though, with modern wrestling. It's not just Reigns. Everything's dragged out. See, in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, you'd have had both entrances in a match in the time it takes him to get to the ring.
That is one thing that AEW does better than WWE, pacing, for sure. Pacing. Right, we're going to pace into number 2 here. His fans suck. Now, look, we could sit here and say that WWE fans, the majority of them, suck in general in 2025, and they do. Trust me, they do. But the Roman Reigns fanboys, they are the worst. They pretend that this guy is the greatest of all time. They pretend that he belongs on the Mount Rushmore. They literally worship this guy like he's a god. Roman Reigns will come out and they will point their little stinky fingers in the air as if he is somehow this messiah. It's lame. It's embarrassing. You know, he's a grown man that pretends to fight, and these people are pointing their fingers up in the air like he's some sort of god or king.
No, I don't understand why they do it, man. Honestly, it's pathetic. It's one thing if it was kids. I mean, I have no beef with kids doing it, because I mean, kids throughout the years in wrestling, you know, they mimic wrestlers. But we're talking about guys in their 40s, man, 30s, 50s. I mean, 20. I mean, if you're over the age of 12, you shouldn't be doing it. But it's embarrassing. It's like, and even if you watch someone, right, like, who's doing like a live stream with like a watch along, or they're doing anything to do with Roman Reigns, like they're reviewing Raw like us, they'll get to the Roman Reigns segment, or if it's on SmackDown, and they'll actually acknowledge me. It's pathetic, man. It is. It's so demeaning. It's like, you look at other sports and entertainment, it's like, when do like grown-ass adults mimic other people with their actions? It never happens. It never happens, man. Look at like football, Formula 1, or, you know, American football, golf, cricket. You name it. When do they mimic like a wee celebration? They never do that. It's just with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes doesn't walk onto the field and not everybody in the arena starts pointing a finger in there for the next 10 minutes because they think he's a god. That doesn't work. Reason number 3 is merchandise sucks. It's the same crap. You look at Austin over the years, he had so many cool looking shirts. You had the Austin 316, like just the kind of the plain one. And then you had all these other shirts where it was like skulls, different colours of skulls. And then you had that other one where it was like fuck fear, but it was spelt differently. So,
I like folk with an O with a skull. I like that.
Yeah, so you had that one as well. That was a good shirt. I mean, Austin had lots of good shirts. You look at The Rock. The Rock had shirts with nice logos like the Brahma Bull logo and all this stuff. John Cena, he's had pretty much every single colour of shirt you could imagine. Then you have Roman Reigns, and honestly, it's the same shite. It is the same black shit every single time. And recently, he had one that said OTC, and then literally came out with a shirt the next week, and it was just YTC. And it was like the same font, same logo, same colour designs. The only thing that changed was the O went from a Y. So it went from original tribal chief to your tribal chief. And people were like saying, oh, this is a great shirt. How can you not understand what this means? All I understand is an attempt at fucking getting these idiots to pay more money for a shirt that's pretty much identical.
No, it's so cheap, man, and they know people will lap it up. Like, I mean, it's not going to sit here and lie and say shirt sales are bogging, because they will be decent to a degree, but you're right, it's just so unoriginal. It's simply a letter change. Your tribal chief and the original tribal chief is the exact same shit. It really is, man. Like, see back in the day with other t-shirts, man, like, you look at NWO, like, yeah, switching it from red or white to red is a simple change, but it is like it looks so much better. With this stuff, it's so cheap, and you're right, Austin rocks so many different designs. I mean, at least like Rey Mysterio and his masks, they were all different, weren't they? Like, look at the Dudleys, they always come in camouflage stuff, but it was like different colours, like each time.
Green or purple or red, blue,
white,
different stuff.
yellow.
Like, yeah,
and also, like you said, it was like literally week to week. Like, he's come out one week and the next week. Oh, it's pathetic, man. Your tribal chief, my tribal chief, our tribal chief. Make your mind up, Roman, man.
Garbage. Number 4, lack of great matches. Now, you can sit here and say that Roman Reigns has had good matches. You can sit here and say that, oh, he's a good in-ring worker, he's improved this and that. How many quality matches, right? And I don't mean the fake ones that WWE put in their top 10 list to try and pretend that this is the greatest era of all time with their recency bias bullshit. I mean legit great matches that you would consider to be a top tier match. Even you look at someone like Cena, who wasn't really considered to be the greatest worker. No, Cena's not Shawn Michaels, never will be. But Cena's had so many great matches over his career. I can't think of one standout Roman Reigns match.
No, I can't either. I mean, I think the ones I don't. I mean, I think the ambulance match against Strowman. I like that one. But you're right. I mean, like, Cody Rhodes has won last year, right? I mean, I don't mind matches, right? They're a bit of a spot fest with interference, right? Because I think a lot of the best eras of the past had that. But at the same time, guys that were in matches like that also put in matches without interferences, and I feel like Roman Reigns, you're right. Like, look at the matches he had against like Jimmy and Jay. Fucking shite.
Name it. I just can't think of one great non-stipulation Roman Reigns match that didn't involve the entire bloodline coming out to save him.
And I think
Cena, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 23. That was great.
Yep.
Roman Reigns has not had anything close to that.
But I do think Roman Reigns is kind of similar to Triple H in that degree, isn't he? He's like, he's fine, but the great match, he kind of needs, but then he doesn't. I think his matches against AJ Styles in like the spring of 2016 into the summer, I didn't mind them. But
oh, come on, I'm talking about the top tier. I'm talking like 5-star matches. I'm not saying those matches suck, but I'm not going to sit here and say Roman Reigns and AJ Styles is a classic. I'd watch that back and review it. I'm talking about quality matches, 5-star matches.
I don't think he's had any. I'm trying to think of ones.
People say, "Oh, Cena and Punk had great matches." Well, I don't recall Roman Reigns having great matches.
I don't think he has. But I'm trying to think of the ones that would be the closest, and they're not really all that there.
If Dave Meltzer handed you the reins of Wrestling Observer,
The reins,
and you had, yeah, pun intended, and you had to go through all the matches, and you had to dish out 5 stars to matches that you felt were worthy of them, would any Roman Reigns match have a 5 stars for you?
No, I would nowhere near. No.
To me, he's like a 3.5, maybe a 4 on a really good day.
3.75 kind of guy.
You know, I look at him and he's just not had legendary matches that other guys have had. So yeah, I think his matches suck. Anyway, reason number 5 is stupid jawline. And is the movement of the jaw. I mean, I literally hate this. Guy comes out, takes about 10 minutes to get there. Then he gets in the ring. He takes about another 10 minutes. And then he'll move his jaw. And it's people are thinking, oh, he's thinking, look at the expression on his face. It's like, no, we're supposed to sit here and watch this guy move his jaw around as if that is entertaining TV. See, if he was the man leading WWF in the Attitude Era, WCW would be on right now, because people would not have sat and watched this guy take 10 minutes to get to the ring and take 10 minutes to fucking say something in the ring just because he wants to walk slowly and move his jaw around. Why did... Look at the... See when The Rock did the people's eyebrow and he raised it? It was basically just a way to end segments, and it was like eyebrow straight up, pan on the eyebrow for a few seconds, end a segment. Roman Reigns moves his jaw every time he's going to say a new word or every time somebody says something about him. You know what? I think it's a way... I wouldn't be surprised if it's a way of buffering. I don't think the guy's good on the mic. I don't think he cuts good promos at all. And I think he uses this whole jaw movement to try and make it look as if this is like part of his character and part of his like routine. But in reality, the guy's buying himself time to cut promos.
Yeah, you're right. I think he deflects from... Yeah, you look throughout the... And I think you get it more than ever in wrestling now, where they openly, and this goes for everyone, not just Reigns, but they openly just let the crowd take over the segment because it gives them time to think and breathe. When in the past, they didn't really give 2 shits about the crowd, and if the crowd did hijack it, they quickly shut them down. Now it's simply just a case of dragging out, and you're right. The entrance alone, which we've buried, but then the jaw gets his own entrance. But he moves it around, makes sure it feels every turnbuckle and every bit of rope in the ring, and then he acknowledge. Hear the jaw clicking. Me, wise man. Then he moves. It is, man. The jaw cannot be. I've never seen a wrestler cut promos with so much emphasis on a part of his face like this before. As you say, The Rock's eyebrow it wasn't a one and done, but you're right. It lasted a couple of seconds and it was over, and it was great. It was. People remember the eyebrow. This jaw, man. It is a time-wasting tactic.
Right, no time wasting here. Reason number 6, acknowledge me. Such an annoying catchphrase. The guy just demands that everyone pays attention to him. And it's just another opportunity for him to slow things down and just bask in this like glory where he wants to stand in the ring and have everybody point their little fingers in the air. And he just soaks it in. Everything about this guy, from his jaw and his movements and his entrance and his walk to the ring and his catchphrases, it's just so slow, so boring, so drawn out. For me, that this guy he sums up everything that is wrong with wrestling. I mean, in general, wrestling is pretty slow and boring these days. The pacing is awful, but he's the guy that is most responsible for slow pacing, because everything about this guy is slow. There's no like picking up the pace. There's no velocity. There's nothing quick about him. You don't feel like, I don't hurry back here. We're gonna miss something. It's just so slow. Slow. I fucking hate the guy.
It's lethargic, and I could not imagine being in the actual crowd while this guy's cutting these promos. You'd be falling asleep in between every word. It's like We don't exaggerate, man, when you talk about the pacing. AEW's got a much better pacing, but to actually look at it, compare WWE in the past, man. You know, Austin's music would hit, he'd be in the ring in 10 seconds, and the mic would be in his hand 5 seconds later. 15 seconds now, Roman Reigns hasn't even made his way up from the fucking gorilla position.
Yeah, but like, it takes him about 5 minutes to get in the ring, and then when he gets in the ring, he'll spend about another 5 minutes moving his jaw, getting ready to say these 2 words. And then he'll say, acknowledge me. Then that's him done for like another 2 minutes. How slow and dragged out is this shit?
No, I know. And what the problem is, though, so many people have bought it, and it is what.
Well, I'll get a refund.
I know, get a refund, but what I just don't understand is like, why have so many people buried Roman Reigns when he was a face, right? And then all of a sudden during COVID, he wins the belt. And now everyone's up his arse, pretending it's the greatest thing ever, and they're actually acknowledging him. I don't understand it, man. Like Tywin Lannister said, a guy that says he is the king is no real king, and this whole acknowledge me pish is just another example of that. See, if he was truly that great and truly that good, we would not need to be told to acknowledge him. We just would. We'd be like, you know what? He is worthy of being on the Mount Rushmore. He is worthy of that title reign. He is worthy of main eventing about 40 Manias in a row. He is worthy of being in movies. He is worthy of being toe-to-toe with The Rock. He's just not.
Also, it's a heel thing to do. The guy's supposed to be a face now, and he's still coming out with the same shite. Doesn't change nothing up. He's been the same guy now for like 4 years straight.
But they can't change it up because this is all it's worked. It's condescending, man. We'll move on.
Reason number 7, the Ulafala necklace. Just a stupid, dumb necklace that he's wearing, pretending that it's got some importance when it's got zero importance. This isn't Kurt Angle's gold medals or anything like that. And even then, they actually did fun, entertaining stuff with Angle's medals, where people would steal them, or the medals would be on the line. Nowadays, it's like Roman Reigns literally treats this Ulavala like it is some sort of crown, like he needs it to breathe or something like that. They treat this Ulavala like it's the be-all and end-all. I mean, they almost treat the Ulavala like it's more important than the WWE Championship. Just a bunch of fake Samoan guys arguing and fighting over trying to compete for something that doesn't mean shit. Oh, if you wear this, it means you're the man. Well, why is Roman Reigns wearing it? Because he's not the man in the Samoan family. If this Ulafala means anything, it should be worn by The Rock.
Yeah, you're right. And you look across WWE, CM Punk's bracelet, Drew McIntyre just stole Priest's necklace, right? What is them with stealing these shitey objects and no one cares about? So you see back in the day when someone won King of the Ring and they got the crown, right? The crown was symbolic. But see if someone stole the crown on them, no one gave a fuck. The only person that would have cared if they got their crown stolen was probably Jerry the King Law. Like, Austin, right? Austin used to wear that necklace. Would he have gave 2 shits if someone stole that? No, because he's a Texas rattlesnake. He wants to kick some ass and win the title.
But if someone stole the title, he'd have been pissed off.
Yeah, but now we're led to believe that like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, guys like that, actually care more about a fucking bracelet and a necklace, a couple of flowers around their neck, than actually going for the belt. It's pathetic.
No, definitely. Reason number 8, suffering succotash. Enough said. I don't think there's too much point here going over this, but that was one of the worst catchphrases I think I've ever heard in wrestling from a top guy. And at that time, he was being pushed as the top guy. Yeah, listen, has a lot of low mid-carders maybe said some dumb shite in attempt to get over? Yes, but, I mean, we're talking that this was the new face of the company, and he said sucker and succotash. And you know what? Cena has said some weird shit as well, especially during the PGA days, but never anything as bad as this.
I think you've got to look at the context as well. It fell completely flat, right? And I think you've got to look at Roman. I think of The Rock. I don't know, I feel like Prime Rock could make Suffering Succotash work.
Cena, I think, could make it work as well.
Yeah,
like that time when Cena was giving his email away and stuff, it was like Fire Pants or something. Or
yeah, Fire Pants 619.
You know, some shit like that, but Roman Reigns didn't make this work. Reason number 9, buried by John Cena. It's called a promo, kid. You gotta learn how to do one if you want to be the man. And I mean, and that truer words have never been spoken by John Cena. And that kind of goes back to the whole jaw movement thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Reigns is, like I said, doing that to buy himself time so he can think what he's going to say next. Nothing Roman Reigns does in a promo feels organic. Nothing feels like it's fluid. Nothing feels like it's off the cuff. It literally just feels like repetitive lines that he's already got pre-planned.
Yeah, no, that's what it does, and it just buys himself more time. Remember his lines, all that good stuff, because it's every promo. We're not talking, we're not just picking on. Oh, remember that one promo where he dragged everything? It's every promo.
Yeah, but anyway, this promo with John Cena, that I've never seen a guy, and again, I've never seen a top guy standing in the ring like this. Just we know where to go.
He folded.
And again, he was the top guy. He was being pushed as the top guy because he went on to beat Cena in that match. So you can turn around and say, oh, he wasn't the top guy yet. By that point, the WWE were pushing him as the main man and not John Cena.
Yo, did he hold his own a wee bit better against Cena in 2021? Aye, but not the problem is, this is exactly why they're afraid of putting Cody Rhodes against Cena in a promo battle. Because Cena can run rings around them. And it's pathetic. But you know what? This is what you got under fucking McMahon. This is a McMahon thing. McMahon put Cena out there to see if Roman Reigns could sink or swim. Triple H doesn't do that.
Did he sink that night?
No, but you know, Triple H is, oh, we need to protect them. Oh, we need to do this. Wrap them in cotton wool and bubble wrap. He's a loser, Triple H, man. McMahon was ruthless.
Reason number 10. 10 WrestleMania main events. Absolutely sickening. Some of the all-time greats have never even had one WrestleMania main event. This guy's got 10. Literally, why? I do not know. Hogan, justifiable, him main event in every WrestleMania, because he was fucking Hulk Hogan. John Cena, fair enough. Stone Cold, yeah, a couple of manias he got, deserved them all. He was the main man. Roman Reigns, is he that much better than all these other guys in the roster? Absolutely not. Just forced down our throat. Fake main eventer, and it's going to be another one this year.
So, I believe that's made him the most main evented man in WrestleMania history, which is an absolute joke, right? We can say what we want, but Hogan main evented, right? From what, Mania 1 right up through to Mania 9, because he was Hulk Hogan. Roman Reigns is main evented 10 Manias in a row. A lot of them because he was just being forced down our throat, not because he was a good enough star to do it. You look at Mania 31, that's Brock Lesnar doing that, and then Seth Rollins cashing in. 32, how bad was that Roman Reigns Triple H?
No, it was awful, but yeah, no, listen, Hogan main evented Manias because he was Hulk Hogan. Roman Reigns is main event WrestleMania because he's the guy that WWE have chose to push as their top star.
Yeah, and there's a
difference between you being a top star and you being manufactured into being the company's guy that they're pushing as the top star. Yeah. Anybody can be pushed as the top star. Johnny Gargano could be pushed as WWE's top star, and here maybe a Triple H gets his way. That might happen one day. But anybody can be pushed as the top guy, but not anybody can actually be the top guy. Hulk Hogan was the top guy in the 80s, 90s, no doubt about it. Austin then was the top guy. John Cena after that was the top guy. Are Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns the top guys? Are they bigger stars than everyone else on the roster? You can argue that Roman Reigns is a bigger star now, but that's because he's been pushed that way. That's because he's had that opportunity. Is there more talented people that could have been bigger than Roman Reigns in wrestling right now? Absolutely.
No, of course, but you look across the board here with Roman Reigns.
LA Knight is the guy that should have been pushed next to not Cody Rhodes.
Does not just sum up the decline of wrestling, though, that this guy's main event at the most WrestleManias and yet feels nowhere near the level of any of these guys that have main evented way less Manias? I mean, there's guys that have never main evented a Mania. It's a fucking bigger star than this guy.
Agreed. Number 11, the dog food angle. He got dog food rubbed all over him. Well, I feel like I'm getting dog shit rubbed all over me watching wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, this is a McMahon thing, make no mistake about it. But it was the context of it.
Yeah, but like, I feel like previously, if they were going to do something like this, it would have been with the British Bulldog. Or it would have been somehow related to the cat. Oh, but Roman Reigns is called the Big Dog. I mean, maybe that's what they were going for, but
yeah, but it's a load of shite, isn't it? It just wasn't that. I mean, honestly, it was like the early days of Fox, and Baron Corbin smearing dog food all over Roman Reigns did not do it for me.
Didn't do it for me. Neither did number 12, the tug of war with Brock Lesnar. I mean, this is proof, and we don't hide away from it. We don't acknowledge it. We don't dispute the fact that McMahon in his later years wasn't that good. Now, he was still better than Triple H, absolutely. But we have pretty much agreed here for the last 15 years, wrestling has sucked, and it's probably been declining for about the last decade.
Yep.
a lot of stuff in the McMahon era wasn't good, and this was one of those things. This tug of war with Lesnar, this was shit. Two grown men having this little. It was almost like a gay tug, wasn't it, man? It was like two gay guys fighting over the last wiener. It was like, no, I want it. No, I want it. I want it.
A
You
gay
know,
tug. The problem is, though, you've got Brock Lesnar.
who realistically, if he really wanted to tug this thing, could just rip it
Aye.
out the hands. And another thing, it's like maybe Lesnar would tug it once, and he'd maybe let Roman Reigns tug it back. See, if Roman Reigns tries to tug it away for the second time, Lesnar's tearing his head off.
Yeah, like look at Rock and Austin, right? When they hit the beers together, they did it like once or twice, and then they started brawling because it's like, right, you're taking the piss now. Here it was like
Back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. It was like cheap.
it's like Roman Reigns he's grabbing Brock Lesnar's belt,
Yeah, and Lesnar's like, yeah, I'll take it.
accepting it. I know Brock doesn't give a shit, but it just comes across as cheap.
Yeah, but the Brock Lesnar TV character on TV needs to at least give a
Yes,
shit.
I know.
Or else he can't have the belt. Reason number 13, shit spear. And I stand by this. Especially, I mean, we could compare him to like some of the greatest spears. Oh, but Rhino's not a spear, he's a gore. Aye, well, you know what? Who cares? It's a spear, gore, same shite. But you could compare him to Goldberg, Rhino, all these guys, and he'd look shit. But even compare him to Braun Breaker. Both guys do the spear as their finisher, and whose is better? Hands down.
We'll put
Braun
it
Breaker's.
this way, right? Out of all those guys,
Fucking Caitlyn had a better
no,
spear.
but out of all those guys we've just named, think of the iconic spears. Yo, even Braun Breaker. See that spear he did on Raw last week? That was fucking great. Thought it was fantastic. Look at Goldberg. Look at Rhino. Look at Edge. All these memorable ass spears. What? Name me a Roman Reigns spear.
No, I don't know.
Edge off the ladder. He's done numerous ones. You know, Rhino through the Titantron. The amount of gores he's done through tables. I mean, the Goldberg, the one on Christian, the one on The Rock, the one on Nunzio in the 2004 Rumble. What the fuck's Roman Reigns done?
Aye, Rhino through Titantron on Jericho, it was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, but Roman Reigns' ones are shite. I don't remember any of them. Like, obviously, yeah, you remember matches where he's obviously done it, but in terms of actually, in terms of an actual one, I mean, and it doesn't, like I say, it doesn't always need to be through a weapon or off a ladder. Like like Edge's spear on Beulah. You remember that? The pin. What is Roman Reigns doing? I don't remember it. Wait, what is the best Roman Reigns spear?
Can't think of any.
It's just no, man. He's a piss poor. I mean, if you take away all the women that have used a spear, is he the worst guy to use a spear as a finish? Probably.
Yeah, reason number 14, cinema. I blame Roman Reigns for this. It seems to be the Roman Reigns fans that use the whole word cinema. And it pretty much happened with him when he would take like the 10-minute entrance and then Paul Heyman would say some of the same old gibberish. He would just repeat the same shit every week. Roman Reigns would move his jaw. Roman Reigns would say, acknowledge me, put his finger in the air. And then we'd get all these tweets on Twitter saying cinema, as if we were blown away. Look, wrestling's garbage. There's nothing cinema about it.
No, there ain't, and it is just a pathetic term. You want to know why? Because it's like, well, what is cinema about it? It's the lowest views it's ever got, right? It focuses less on stories than it ever has. It's just guys doing gymnastics. Back in the day when you actually had stories and the ratings were beating things like Friends, could you not argue that's more cinema? What the fuck's cinema about this? What, a guy moving his jaw? You go to any nightclub, you'll see somebody move their fucking jaw. Whole different reason. So why the hell should I care here? Nothing cinema about it.
Bullshit. Reason number 15, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, crap movie. Proof that Roman Reigns is not cut out for Hollywood.
Absolutely not. No, I mean, the movie itself is shit. Is the movie itself shit? Basically all down to Reigns? No, of course not, right? It's not. That would be unfair. It's shit because Fast and Furious completely went off the hill after The Rock joined, and then a few movies later it's minced. But they forced this Samoan shit with The Rock and Roman Reigns down our throat. And you've not watched it. I have. Hell, the DVD's sitting right behind us on that shelf right there.
Stay there.
In the West Wing. But you had guys rocking up with miniguns and rocket launchers and cars with, like, gun turrets on it. And these fuckers are running about with spears and their Ulifalas, defeating guys with rocket launchers and assault rifles.
Should have just fucking threw a dog for that.
What sense does that make?
No sense at all.
Just overbooked shite a movie.
Reason number 16. Only gets a mega push because he's related to The Rock. Is what it is. Could say the same about all these Samoan guys. Could say the same about Ava Rain. Could say the same about the Usos. Could say the same about Nia Jax. If it wasn't for The Rock, they would not be at the level that they're at.
Okay, and put it this way, right? See if this guy ever makes it in Hollywood, it's because The Rock's his cousin. It's not because of his ability. Fucking guaranteed. It's the only reason he was in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, he may get... listen, see when he decides to retire, and he may as well already be retired because he never shows up. We're not saying that he will not get movie roles, but he will get movie roles because Dwayne Johnson is getting him movie roles, not because he's a great actor and he's earned those movie roles.
He is so one-dimensional though, right? At least The Rock is such a good one-dimensional character, right? I'll give... Austin played different characters throughout his movies, right? And things like that. But see Roman Reigns, what else is he going to play in a movie apart from like the cocky, arrogant, like, boss?
Austin's movies are underrated.
No, they are. But that's the problem. Like, what is Roman Reigns going to play if he does the movies? He's just going to put the one guy. Maybe the odd scene. Not gonna lie, Roman Reigns has got a look to him. But looks can only get you so far in a movie.
No, definitely. Here, Roman Reigns could even... Kane's underrated. See No Evil. He did a great job in those movies, and I won't let anyone tell me differently. Right, reason number 17. Worst member of The Shield. And this is factual. During the Shield run, people did not want this guy in The Shield. People booed this guy. He was the least favourite member. He was like the least important member as well. It's like Dean Ambrose was like viewed as the leader. He was like the top piece. He was the guy that got the US title run. He was seen as like the leader, but Seth Rollins was kind of seen like as maybe the better wrestler or the flashy guy, you know, the guy that did the aerial maneuvers, the guy that maybe had a bit of a different look to him. Just, you know, that the blonde streak in his hair. Maybe he was the guy that kind of like stood out and performed more. Roman Reigns was just kind of seen as the third wheel, the guy that wasn't even wanted in the Shield.
The enforcer if necessary, kind of sort of guy. Honestly, man, you're right. It's like you look back at the Shield. You're right. He wasn't even wanted initially, right? And then you also look at the fact that, see, like in 2013-14 when the Shield, 14, sorry, because that's when the Shield split. They gave you Seth Rollins against Ambrose feud for a very long time. It's almost like there was a reluctancy to actually push Roman Reigns, and you can see why, because those first couple of years, man, how rusty was he?
Yeah,
Green, even not rusty.
Yeah, I mean, CM Punk wanted Cassio and Ono in the faction, and McMahon was like, no. McMahon put in Roman Reigns. Now, I'm not saying that Cassio and Ono is better than Roman Reigns, but you've got pieces of fucking shit, by the way, like Cody Rhodes, that never want to give McMahon any credit, that never want to say anything positive about McMahon. All they want to do is bury McMahon and take wee digs at Cena, saying, oh, the guy that picked you, we can't talk about him anymore. Well, Cody, see the guy that brought you back? That's Vince McMahon. See the guy that gave Roman Reigns the chance to be in the Shield, and the guy that decided to push Roman Reigns as the next top babyface in the company, that was also Vince McMahon. So, you know, maybe Roman Reigns actually needs to... He talks about acknowledge me. How about Roman Reigns acknowledges Vince McMahon?
But no, I don't get you.
The guy that actually fucking... Because Roman Reigns wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. Make no mistake about it.
You're right, but what the problem for me is, Cody Rhodes turned around and said, we can't speak about him. Why? Why can't we speak about Vince? Because he's a fucking shitebags. Didn't get found guilty of anything. Won't get found guilty. Well, why can't you talk about him?
Just don't have a set of nuts.
Giving him the fucking Benoit treatment.
Number 18, awful babyface. The babyface run for Roman Reigns was nothing short of shocking. And I mean, it wasn't like a short run the guy had. The guy was getting booed at the building for almost, 5-6 years?
Yep.
Pushed down our throats. Had the feuds with Seth Rollins. The feuds with Triple H. You had the McMahon feud in there. The feud with Sheamus and whatever that group was called. The League of Nations or whatever it was.
Aye.
All the foreign guys. The Braun Strowman stuff that I thought probably was his best work just because of Braun Strowman being fresh. But, you know, the AJ Styles... I mean, Roman Reigns was pushed down our throats and the crowd hate him.
Oh, no, they did. They absolutely did hate him. And he was an awful baby. I mean, the fucking promos alone. And no, but that's the thing. If the promos suck, right, to a point where you've got nuclear heat, it doesn't matter how good your matches are. People do not want you forced down their throat, and he was.
It's like John Cena always got like a polarizing reaction, but John Cena didn't suck.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns legit did suck.
Yeah.
And the guy never truly got over until 2020, which is a hell of a long time.
No, it is a long time considering you were forced down people's throat for 8 years.
So,
8 years in wrestling is insane.
Yeah.
For the amount of time it took Roman Reigns to truly get over, The Rock's career's done.
Because, see, as soon as the Shield ended, man, people turned on Roman Reigns. They didn't like him. They didn't mind him when he was like the third wheel of the Shield. Because the people were interested in the Shield. But as soon as he left the Shield, man, people shat on Roman Reigns for like 7 years straight. Just before, obviously Heyman aligned with him, and then he got over. But, I mean, that must be one of the longest periods of time in wrestling for a guy. A lot of careers don't even last that long.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, you're right. Like, compare it to...
Look at Cena, for example. Came in, ruthless aggression, slapped Kurt Angle, great debut, and then you realise after that, you know what? This guy's got nothing. It's just a guy that said ruthless aggression and slaps... He's just a guy in green trunks.
Yep.
He walks into the rings very stiff and robotic, like he shat himself. Cena on the verge of getting released. But what's he do? He turns it around quickly, comes out with a rapping gimmick, Doctor of Thugonomics, the rest is history. Roman Reigns did literally go through the same gimmick, getting booed at the building for like 6-7 years straight.
Yeah.
Didn't change nothing up. But for whatever reason, he was just pushed as that guy. Therefore, he didn't need to change anything up. John Cena was getting pushed at the door if he didn't change something up. So, you know what? You can maybe argue it's the people behind pushing him that is to blame for Roman Reigns being shite. Maybe if he felt like he was in danger of losing his job, could he have made improvements? Who knows? But the fact is, he didn't. And a babyface, he sucked. Number 19, 23-2, defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Why did they do this? I don't get it.
I actually think this is worse than beating the streak.
Yeah, because the streak's memorable. The streak is going to mean something. The second win means nothing.
Yeah.
The second win devalues Brock Lesnar's win because it just makes it... Brock Lesnar beating Taker felt so special because A, he broke the streak, the undefeated record at Mania came to an end, but also B, he's the only guy that's done it. Now, he's always going to be the first to do it, and he's always going to be the guy that took away Taker's zero, but he's not always going to be the only guy to do it, and because of Roman Reigns, he wasn't, and therefore that does, like... I mean, it does. Like, see, when 16-time world champion's great, but I mean, Cena equals it, and it does, it takes away from Ric Flair's importance a little bit.
No, it does, and it doesn't sound right. It should be whatever it is, 23-1, 23-2. You know what, you see what I do, Roman Reigns? Taker, do it, just don't do it at Mania. You fucking beat everyone around that time.
Yeah, just the guy could not lose. Number 20, walked away from WWE during COVID, literally says to McMahon here, I'm off, see you later. He's came out and said during interviews that it was a difficult conversation and that McMahon wasn't too happy about it. Why would McMahon be happy about it? Yeah, he's pushed you as the top star of this company, which is a privilege, by the way, considering that you don't deserve to be a top star. And can you imagine, do you think McMahon took COVID seriously?
No, but I think the problem with me here is, right...
McMahon would be like, it's just a flu.
See, back in February, March 2020, right? No one really knew what was going on. Now, looking back, yeah, it's a flu, it's this, it's that. But what you've got to bear in mind here is, right, Roman Reigns is the champion. He's top dog. Was probably going to main event that Mania, I would assume so, right, against Goldberg. Are we led to believe that for like the 4 months up until he returned to August, he just locked himself in his house and didn't have any outside interaction where he could have potentially caught it?
Yeah,
like WWE were testing people like weekly, every day. I think they were when they were doing tapings and shit.
And he decided to walk out, kind of similar to Becky Lynch getting this massive push and then deciding to get pregnant and leaving.
No, I tell you what,
I can understand why McMahon doesn't like that.
He is very lucky. McMahon
gave him another chance.
I think he is.
So I can guarantee McMahon... I guarantee you McMahon fought less of Roman Reigns for what he done.
Well, absolutely.
100% he did. Reason number two...
But a part of me just thinks it sums up the decline of wrestling, because there's just a lack of people he could have gave the belt to.
See if Roman Reigns did that in the late 90s,
Well, he'd have been done.
he maybe got brought back, but he'd have been a mid-carder.
Yeah.
He'd been a job guy.
No, absolutely.
He would not have came back and continued to be the face of the company. But it is what it is. Reason number 21. Paul Heyman says he's the biggest box office star in the world today. Flat out lie. This guy's... I mean, he's not the biggest box office star. He's not even a box office star. See the word box office star, man. You can't be throwing that out to anybody. Certainly not this guy.
They don't even have pay-per-views. It's a fucking Netflix subscription. So what's box office about it? He's been in one movie. It was shit. We've already addressed that. I mean, no, but no, it's funny, right? Number one, he's nowhere near the box. He doesn't do movies. He doesn't do. No one pays to see fucking Roman. I just don't. It's like this would be ridiculous in itself. But see, when The Rock is there and he's his cousin and they reference him, The Rock is literally the number one box office star. So how the fuck can Paul Heyman say this?
Yeah, and it's not even like WWE's box office, like you say. Don't even do pay-per-views anymore. It's premium live events. It's subscription. It's not like see when Floyd Money Mayweather's talking about I'm the biggest box office. I'm the biggest attraction in sports. I'm Money Mayweather. He can claim that because he's doing massive pay-per-view buys. People are paying to see him. Yep. I'm looking at Roman Reigns and what people are getting to watch him as part of some $9.99 a month subscription deal.
Yeah.
And now he's just part of a Netflix deal where you don't have to pay any extra.
Like, The Rock is genuinely like the most paid actor on the planet in his movies, like the highest, box office grossing. So that is genuine. It's fucking lies, but here they don't insult your intelligence, don't they not?
No, they definitely. That would be like Hogan in the 80s, like dominating wrestling and getting the role in Rocky Thunderlips, but then fucking Nikolai Volkov's like, no, I'm the biggest box office star. You're like, mate, nobody knows you outside the ring, outside the square circle.
No, of course.
Number 22, another Paul Heyman lie, says he's the greatest of all time in the wrestling industry. Says that Roman Reigns is the GOAT. I mean, the guy's not even anywhere close to the top 10. Even if we take our personal preference aside, on any metrics you measure, the guy would not be in the top 10. Wouldn't even be anywhere close to the top 10.
No.
He's not in the Mount Rushmore. He's not Austin. He's not Hogan. He's not Rock. He's not Cena. He's not Flair. He's not any of those guys. He's a guy that was pushed in one of the worst eras of wrestling. Nothing more, nothing less.
But Paul Heyman's... I mean, we know he's a liar, man, but he doesn't genuinely think this. I mean, all you hear is, Paul Heyman's smart, he's a businessman, he makes money, he does this, he does that, he had all these ideas back in the day, he just had no money to run it, sort of thing. This is a guy that lived, right? Literally lived through the Attitude Era, was there. He had ECW, he was in WWE, he had deals with him. Does he genuinely think the fucking Roman Reigns is better than The Rock, Austin, Hogan, and guys like that? He'll know.
Say there was a time machine.
No, do you genuinely think that Paul Heyman thinks Roman Reigns is better than Rob Van Dam?
No, I don't.
Yeah, to me, and people would be like, what do you mean? No, Van Dam is 100 times better than Roman Reigns in every part. Maybe apart from his hands. Right? Van Dam just had a hang with his hands, but his fucking legs. His legs are worth more than Roman Reigns' fucking jaw every day of the week.
We're on the legs.
No, but I think Paul Heyman knows that even someone like Van Dam's, but fucking Sabu's better than Roman Reigns, man.
Reason 23, didn't care about losing the title. Had this title for nearly 4 years, lost it to Cody Rhodes. Didn't even show up the next night. Didn't show up the next week. Didn't show up the next month. Literally did not even come back until SummerSlam. And then after that, showed no signs, no intentions of winning the belt back. Didn't ask for a title match. Didn't try and compete for a title match. Now, I get it, Cody Rhodes was too busy facing mid-card bums. But this doesn't look good for Roman Reigns. I mean, you look at The Rock losing the title at WrestleMania 17. Very next night on Raw trying to win it back. That's what happened to Rex. See, when you lost the title, you should be hungry. You should want it back. Look at Cena when anytime he got screwed at the title, or when he just lost the title. Well, I mean, like he was back then. Look at One Night Stand. John Cena was, he was fucking wanting that belt back.
But what's funny though, right? The Rock was after that Raw, right? 2-man power trip, put him out of action.
Commission.
Yeah, because the Rock's away to film the Scorpion King. Roman Reigns doesn't appear after Mania because
he wants to sit in his fucking basement.
Because they're just fucking forcing it. No, but it's like, all right, fair enough. I'll give you benefit of the doubt. Big COVID dodger doesn't want to appear till August. That's fair. That's fine. Why not address it in August?
Yeah, no, I didn't address shit.
See if it's truly the greatest title reign of all time, and it's so mesmerising and it's so important to him. Why has he not even addressed it?
Also, another thing, it hurts the person that beats you. See the person that wins the title, see if you just disappear. It does hurt them.
Yep.
Because it's like, who did they even beat for the title? Or did they beat the guy that doesn't even show up anymore?
Like, I don't even think...
So you don't get the rub. You don't get the rub off the former champion.
Yep.
And that doesn't go just for this Roman Reigns title reign. That goes for all title reigns.
Why didn't Roman Reigns... Well, Roman Reigns hasn't even addressed the Rumble, right? He's addressed getting eliminated by Punk, but he hasn't addressed, oh, here, that cost me a chance to fight for my fucking title that I lost. And also, he didn't get injured at the Rumble. Why didn't he want in the chamber to get one, the last chance at Cody Rhodes? Where was he? He returned like a week after it. He wasn't injured.
Bullshit.
No
That's
logic.
what it is.
Too bothered fighting over a fucking necklace.
Reason 24. He's a forced part-timer. This guy did not earn the part-time privilege. This guy's not worthy of being part-time. He doesn't have outside commitments outside of the wrestling business or wrestling world that would make him part-time. He's literally just a guy that doesn't want to show up all the time and is getting paid not to show up all the time. Absolutely embarrassing. The only guy previously that done that was Brock Lesnar, who just pretty much says, look, I'm not being full-time. I'm not a full-time guy. Other than Lesnar, you maybe get someone like The Undertaker, who's earned it over decades of pouring his heart into this company. Roman Reigns literally just got gifted the opportunity to sit at home because he had leukemia, and then ever since then he's not looked back, and he's just this part-time guy. It's sickening, really is.
No, it is, but under McMahon, when he first came back during COVID, he wasn't fully part-time, I mean, he had matches on SmackDown against like Matt Riddle and stuff like that. I feel like he worked every pay-per-view. See, ever since Triple H has took over, man, this guy has took part-time to a whole new level. It's ridiculous.
Could just be because Triple H doesn't know what he wants to do with anybody, the booking, so therefore he just leaves them off the show.
It could be that.
Because it's easier to leave them off the show than actually do something with them.
And look, here, there's about 100 examples of that.
Anyway, speaking of leaving off the show, he left us pretty much without a world title run or championship for 4 years. Reason 25, his long-ass title reign. One of the longest title reign in recent wrestling, the current era, so to speak. You have to go back to like the 80s, 70s to have title reigns that were this long. Nearly 4 years in total. Most of that, to be honest, was him not being there. A lot of times he would disappear for months at a time. There would be no title belt on SmackDown. He then won the belt from Raw, and that meant there was no belt on both shows. For long periods of time, you had no World Championship belts. And I think that is also a contributing factor as to why the championships don't mean that much anymore. Because I just think they got kind of used to Roman Reigns taking both belts and sitting at home with them. They almost got used to not really having the other wrestlers involved in championship matches or number one contender matches. So I'm blaming him for that. And then also, like I say, long term it left Raw with no World Championship, and they were all competing for the US title. It devalued Monday Night Raw. It was just a really fucking bad idea, and the lack of title defenses over this period of time as well was shocking. And it was like a lot of the same shit as well. It was almost like it was Reigns against fellow Bloodline members or Reigns against Brock Lesnar. There wasn't that many great matches. Can you recall great feuds? There wasn't.
Yeah, and how many matches did he win clean? Feels like every match is outside interference. Like, look at Goldberg, right, in his streak in WCW. He won pretty much every match, clean. See if you half this Roman Reigns title reign in half, but he was dominant and he won every match clean and he dominated everybody. I think that makes the reign better than doubling it in length. It's like it made no sense to me why he needs help to beat certain people, but then at WrestleMania 37 he stacks Daniel Bryan and Edge up like they're two bags of shite.
It lasted longer than the Attitude Era, enough said.
Oh, that is it though. But you know what I mean though? Why is he burying Daniel Bryan and Edge, stacking them on top of each other like two jobbers, but then he'll fucking need outside interference to beat like Drew McIntyre one-on-one or like an LA Knight?
Yeah, anyway guys, that's it. Until next time. Peace.